Hi, I'm Maddie. I have a major problem. I have trouble sleeping. Not like an insomniac type sleeping where you can't get to sleep, like Edward left Bella type can't get to sleep. More of the kind of sleep where you're just agoraphobic of your whole room. So you see things, right? The normal everyday shadow on the wall looks like a mass of terrifying, huge clump of spooky boo type thing. Or every flit of light from a car driving by outside your house. It's gotta be paranormal, right? And that giant, huger than life-size banana that you created with your brother a couple years back looks like Slender Man. I mean, really, who couldn't see that? So normally when I'm sleeping, it usually goes from this to this. So while I'm at the doctor, I ask her about this problem, right? And she lays down 3 suggestions. 1. Take a long hot shower before I go to bed. 2. Drink something that I don't remember what she said. And 3. Try these melatonin tablets. Melatonin's like that kind of stuff, that substance that's in turkey that makes you feel like you have to fall asleep, right? So my mom goes to the store and buys these tablets, this little container of tablets, right? And I take one, and I fall asleep at about 8, right? I took one at 7, trying to fall asleep at 7:30, which didn't work. I am really sorry about the lighting in here. The sun is kind of having a party outside. Keeps going from light to dark and everything. I'm gonna get blinds today as soon as my dad decides to go get them. So anyway, I fall asleep at about 8, and I had the weirdest dreams ever. These past 3 days I've had the strangest dreams. The first one, I don't exactly remember what it was. I think it had something to do with little boys trying to stab me because I wouldn't give them candy or something like that. But then a couple nights ago I had this dream that I was at Warp Tour, but it didn't look like normal Warp Tour. It kind of just looked like this barren desert. So then I kind of walk away from that, and I went to this forest, and out of nowhere, there were these giant hamburgers. They were so big. They were probably 1,000 times bigger than a normal hamburger. And I don't know why, but they were all over this forest. And then all of a sudden there was this fist fight in the bare open plains that Warp Tour was apparently happening in. It was between this guy with this really, really long hair, someone off of a goth metal band or something like that, and this guy who looked like this guy that I had a crush on in 8th grade. He was my first crush. He set the standards for what kind of guys that I like these days. He had this black hair and this thick eyeliner and stuff. He ran away from the fight, and he came up to me and he's just we need to get away from this fist fight right now. Get in my car. And I was okay. And it was parked outside of my house. Didn't make any sense to me at all because Warp Tour is far away from where I live. But it's a dream, right? Anything can happen. So he starts driving up the street, up this hill, which is right by my house, and I mean, I know that this hill has no outlet. I mean, if you get to the top, you just have to turn around and come back down. But that didn't, dawn on me at this time. And then I get this text message, and it was a question mark. So I clicked on it, and I got this, image in my mind of the hamburgers in the forest. And they were why did you leave us here? And I was oh, whoops, I'm really sorry about that. And I guess the hamburgers were my friends or something, and I was supposed to take them with me. Yeah, that was a weird dream. So then last night, I had this dream that Bullet Biohazard, one of my friends from YouTube and everywhere else, lived in DC, which is right by me. We're driving through this snowy forest to get to her house, right? And when I get there, it's this giant, well, no, let me take that back. It's this little house, and there's all of these pens, and there's so many animals. There's this little pen of puppies, and they were the weirdest looking puppies ever. I'm not even joking. This puppy was about this big, and it had this huge fluffy long tail, and its face was just flat, and its nose this little circle, and there's 2 little circles for eyes, and it was just the creepiest little thing ever. But I thought it was cute. She lived on a puppy farm. There were just puppies everywhere, and so I go into this like shed, right? And this must have been like the puppy mortuary where she kept like all of her dead puppies. And I go in there, and of course there's like normal like puppy skeletons, right? And then there are like these like giant skeletons. Like there's this like human skeleton that's like standing up on its like legs. It was like raw. And like Bullet comes in, and I'm just like, is that a puppy skeleton? She's like, yeah, of course it is. And I was like, it was just weird. I just had to get out of there. And I don't know, maybe we like hung out or something after that, but I woke up and I was trying to like go back to sleep. But of course, the light coming from these windows is just so freaking bright that I couldn't go back to sleep. You see this? Are you seeing this? I don't know if you're seeing this. But anyway, that concludes my, interesting visits to Melatonin Land. I know these stories were probably really, really boring, but maybe you enjoyed it somehow. Bye!